Up! Up! Come back over here! Oh, Rogue! No! Rogue is dying! Oh my gosh! Oh, by the way, that was 7 kills, 67 million damage. That was a 1 versus 3? Hello? No way, we're actually winning a 1 versus 3. There we go! 1 versus 3, boys! What is up, you awesome people? Clunky here. Hopefully guys are doing amazing, and welcome to my one-shot build for Frost Death Knight in a patch 11.1 season 2 of the War Within. Let's jump straight into it, gentlemen. In this build video, I will be showcasing what are the absolute best talents for Frost Death Knight right now in PvP. I'm going to include the PvP talents. I'm going to show you guys the full burst rotation. We're going to talk about the stats, priority, and then at the end, for the alpha chads who actually watch my videos up until the end, I will be including a bunch of very insane macros that you absolutely need. But just one thing, guys, as a World of Warcraft content creator right now on YouTube, it is insanely hard. YouTube does not recommend our videos at all. So I would highly appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button, the bell button, and drop down a comment down below saying which character I should be making a best build video on next. Thank you so much, guys. It really helps a lot. Starting with the stats first, alright? So as a Frost Decay, what you want is around 16% versatility outside of PvP combat, okay? That's literally what the pros are running with right now. My gear right now is terrible. Keep in mind, I literally bought conquest boxes that I've set on my DK, so I have absolutely terrible stats. Since my stats are absolute garbage right now, what I'm going to do instead is just show you guys the stats of one of the top 3 Frost DKs in the whole world. This dude right here, Fleety, actually has a 3.5k rating in solo queue RPG, so you guys can actually trust this source, okay? So as I was saying, about 16% versatility should be the sweet spot, because you want to max that freaking mastery. This is where your big frost damage comes from. That's really it. Big ass freaking number. You want as much mastery as possible. The next very good stat that you absolutely need is going to be haste, okay? You need a ton of haste. Reason being is because it's going to make your global cooldowns feel way better, okay? And then the stat that nobody cares about is going to be critical strike. Critical strike is actually nerfed by 50% or more in PvP, so you want to avoid critical strike at all costs. But you know, as a Frost Decay, you kind of need that tier set bonus to make that big damage happen, okay? So we're kind of forced into picking some pieces that give us critical strike, just like the shoulders, but it's fine, because down the road it's going to change. In the season 2 of the War Within, we will be getting new tier set pieces, and here's the catch, guys. If you actually hit the bell button on my channel, you won't miss out on the new best build videos that I will be releasing pretty much weekly. I got you covered. You just hit that bell button and we're good. Hold up a second. Very important info right here, okay? So as a Frost Decay right now, the meta is literally dual wielding, okay? Which I'm not, by the way. I don't even have the right rune. So all the damage that you've seen, if you have the right stats, the right gear, you're gonna hit way higher. Like way harder. So on one of those weapon, you want the rune of Razorize, okay? And on the other one, you want the rune of the Fallen Crusader. Alright, so now that we spoke about the very best stats possible for Frost Death Knight, I'm going to go over what is absolutely essential that you guys know about this build, okay? I'm going to skip on the useless shit. We are playing with Abomination Limb because it's super good, especially since we are using Death's called Embrace, which slows you by like 99%. So you're gonna need that Abomination limb to catch people who are actually trying to get away from you, all right? This right here actually makes this build possible, okay? So listen carefully. As a Frost Decay, we have 2 charges of Remorseless Winter, okay? You've got that first one, which is baseline for Frost Decays. It has a 20 seconds cooldown, okay? And the second one, because you can get another charge by using this PvP talent right here, which is called Death, called Embrace, which actually makes it so that whenever you use your Pillar of Frost, it grants you Remorseless Winter and increases its damage by 750%, and it increases its radius by 150%. So, I know what you're saying right now. Yeah, it's going to get nerfed, bro. Even if they nerf that PvP talent by 50%, it's still going to be insanely good, okay? It's still going to be hitting for like 500, 600k every second. So why is this actually important? All right, I'm gonna explain very quickly. Okay, we're playing with this passive here, which is called Everfrost. Remorseless Winter deals 6% increased damage to enemies it hits, and it's stacking up to 10 times. What we're going to be doing here is actually use our first Remorseless Winter, which is a baseline ability for Frost Decay, to gain almost the max amount of stacks, okay? And once this is done, then we're actually going to press Pillar of Frost to gain that big ass 750% increased damage plus all the stacks from Everfrost. Big GG, guys. You're going to delete everything AoE, just as in the intro clip. And if you actually have good gear, not like me, it's going to be even more crazy, guys. We are playing with Ice Cap, which reduces the Pillar of Frost cooldown by 15 seconds, so pretty good with this build. We're actually playing with Enduring Strat, which makes it so that your strat is increased by 15% for 6 seconds, and this effect lasts 2 seconds longer for each Obliterate that you're going to be smashing during your burst window, okay? We're playing with Bone Grinder. Consuming Killing Machine grants 1% critical strike chance for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. At 5 stacks, your next Killing Machine consumes the stacks and grants you 20% increased frost damage for 10 seconds. So it's just adding more multipliers, and your damage is going to go through the roof. I'm not a good Frost Decay, and you saw how much damage I was able to pull off. Just imagine if you are a good Frost Decay. It's going to be nuts, guys. All right, so the last 2 talents that I want to talk about is Gathering Storm. Once again, it is further buffing our Remorseless Winter's damage because it's pretty OP right now. And then this one right here, okay? Listen up carefully. Basically what it says is whenever you use Pillar of Frost, it summons a little dragon, which breeds frost damage on enemies. It deals 0 damage, okay? We don't use it for the damage. We use it because for each unique enemy hit by Frost Whelp's aid, it grants you 8% mastery for 15 seconds, up to 40%. So it's very important that whenever you use Pillar of Frost, you need to line up your enemies carefully to get that sick-ass mastery buff. It's going to buff your AoE damage like crazy. And then you've got where my macros are going to help you so much, okay? We're playing with Empower Rune Weapon because it gives you a bunch of rune regeneration. It gives you a bunch of runic power in every 5 seconds for 20 seconds, allowing you guys to keep spamming that big ass damage combined with Abomination Limb, okay? I'm going to give you guys a macro that literally uses those 2 abilities together. This is a macro, by the way, that all the top players are using. It's how you're supposed to be using those abilities anyways. On the left side of the tree, we're actually playing with Unholy Ground, which grants you 5% haste when you're standing in your own Death and Decay. Death and Decay is going to be part of the rotation, by the way, so super important. We're actually going with Grip of the Dead, which makes it so that the enemies standing in your Death and Decay are slowed by 90%. So pretty insane overall. We will be playing with Sacrificial Pact. Okay, I got a macro again to give you guys. It's a 1-button macro that heals you for 100% of your health with Sacrificial Pact. So it's going to be down again in the description. Same for Death and Decay. Got a macro for that down in the description also. Same for Anti-Magic Zone. Alright, so now that we spoke about the very best stats for Frost Decay, we spoke about the best talents possible, the best PvP talents, let's jump straight into the burst rotation, and trust me, it's super easy. Alright, so I've installed an add-on which actually shows the spells that I'm pressing in real time so you guys can actually follow along. So big W for that add-on. Alright, so as I've explained earlier, you need to use your baseline Remorseless Winter, which has a 20 seconds cooldown, and gain as many stacks as possible before you actually pop Pillar of Frost. So this is very important, okay? So this is what we're going to be doing. On top of that, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be fishing for Killing Machines procs, okay? So if you guys, oh, there we go. So right now, I could be popping my Remorseless Winter in all my bursts. And the next time I use Howling Blast, it's going to give me a free Obliterate. That is going to hit like crazy. Alright, let's do it. Burst rotation. So, we need to proc our Killing Machine proc. Right now, we're praying. There we go, we got it. And then when you're ready, Death and Decay again. And then you're popping the Giga Chat freaking damage, boys. 4.5 million damage. Another Death and Decay. As soon as the one we threw on the ground falls off, now we can use another Remorseless Winter to keep the stacks going, right? Yeah, at this point, man, the enemy team is actually dead, man. At this point, the enemy team is actually dead. So, right now, you're gonna wait until you have Pillar of Frost again to do the same shit over and over and over again. That's literally it, okay? That's literally it. Remorseless Winter hitting for 1 million normal hits. Normal hits. It crits for 1.6 million. That is without Zerker buff. That is without Saltwater Potions. This is like baseline damage with nothing, man. So just imagine if you pop some meaty freaking potions in there. Your Obliterate's hitting for 1.7 million damage. By the way, we used Death and Decay on the ground, so Obliterate actually cleaves multiple targets. So every target is getting hit for 1.6 million damage. This is like, it's actually bonkers, guys. Even if they've nerfed that PvP talent, it's still going to be super insane nonetheless. And then you've got, you know, your pet damage, Trollbane on death. Kind of, wow, it actually hits for 700k, which is not bad, or 500k. Not bad at all. This one hits for 600k. Frost Strike hitting for 1 million. Frost Fever, yeah. Rest of it is pretty much just like more AoE damage, basically. So, alright, so let's go over the macros that all the pro players are using for Frost Death Knight, okay? So first one is going to be AMZ. Wherever my cursor is on the screen, when I press this macro, bam, AMZ. Like, it's super smooth, super easy. Same exact thing for Death and Decay. Wherever my cursor is, I drop a Death and Decay instant. There's no clicking. Right here is one of my favorite macros for decays, okay? What it does essentially, with one press, what it does, it raises your undead, okay? And then it uses my Forge, Gladiator's Emblem, which increases my maximum health. Then it sacrifices your pet, which heals for a percentage of your maximum health, which only makes sense. You're healing way more because of that. And then it uses a healthstone, which actually heals me for 30% of my maximum health. And then it uses a third wind potion, which heals me for 50% of my maximum health. So that might sound super overkill, but really when you press that ability, that macro, when you're at 10% HP, bam, you're back to 100%. And then you can spam Death Strike to just wait for your healer to catch you up. So keep in mind, third wind potion don't work in solo queue RBGs, but the rest of the macro right here, it all works in rated content, assuming that you have a healthstone available on you. And then you've got this pretty cool macro that all the top players use. Essentially what it does, it uses Empower Rune Weapon, which increases your haste and your rune generation, combined with Abomination Limb, which makes it so that your enemies have a super hard time escaping you. So it's pretty good. I'm going to link down those macros down in the description. And then finally, I have this cheese macro that won't actually work in rated content, okay? I'm going to be honest, but in unrated content, it slaps super hard. So it's literally combining Pillar of Frost, okay, your big ass ability, with a Saltwater Potion, which increases all of your damage by 30%. Keep in mind, it does not work outside of random BGs and epic BGs, so all the damage that you've seen on the dummies, it's baseline damage without that potion. Have fun, gentlemen. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you could only hit the like, the bell button, drop a comment down below saying which character I should be making a best build video on, and share my videos to your friends who might be interested in learning how to one-shot with Frost Decay. That would be so awesome. Thank you so much for watching again, guys. My name is Clunkydo, and stay awesome, gentlemen. Take care.